Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Cone back here again today with another video, and today I want to talk about the leaked 2025 NBA City jerseys. These come out every year, every single team gets one, and they've been a subject of controversy because there's a lot of people that think they need to just stop doing it because they've lost creativity, they've lost ideas, and they're just bad. I like it, it's fun, even when the jerseys are pretty bad a lot of years, but this year I will say the creativity is at an all-time low. Nike really did not do a great job with this. Yeah, it's going to be a rough year for these City uniforms, and I felt like the only way to talk about this was with the tier list. So I set one up. I'm going to go ahead and go through and rank all of these. Right off the bat, I want to note, again, the lack of creativity is striking in a lot of these. It's just reused templates from the past few seasons. Like, for example, bottom left corner, the Thunder one, this one I'm moving right here. I like it a lot. Like, I think it looks pretty good. I'm a big fan of it. Maybe it's just my Thunder bias, but it is pretty much just a reskinned version of last year's uniform with the same orange and yellow kind of black, dark bluish colors. Like, Indiana's is just a white version of last year's uniform. Pistons one's just a reskin of a previous uniform. Like, this Hawks one is just a redone version, a reformatted version of last year's with the same colors and everything. It feels like they've gotten kind of lazy with a lot of these uniforms. And I mean, they're making a uniform every single year. It's not surprising. It seems like they've run out of ideas, but it's resulted in some bad uniforms. For example, right off the bat, Heat Culture, for some reason, is back. I don't know why we went from a black and red version of this to a mostly red and black version with as the accent color. It looks even worse somehow than last year's, if you ask me. And this is coming from the team that at one point had the Miami Vice jerseys, some of the best jerseys of all time. Like, that was the moment where it's like, oh, this City jersey thing is cool. They were doing it every year. It was like the baby blue and then the pink and the black. They were all so clean. Even the pink and blue gradient one, which I didn't even love that much compared to the others, they were all good, and now they're maybe having back-to-back the worst jerseys in the entire league. The Heat Culture ones are just not good. Also not good, the Celtics ones. These look so bad. It looks like a practice jersey, a G League jersey. This doesn't look like the uniform of one of the league's most storied franchises, a team that's looking to defend their title. Like, they should have less chance to win the championship just because they're wearing these uniforms. I think that might be the case, and maybe, I'm sure a lot of these jerseys will grow on me. The current renders we have of them don't have numbers, and I do think that helps a little bit in the case of some of these if it's got like a good font or just really brings it all together, maybe with a different type of color or a pop of some kind. But I don't think either one of these are recoverable. Also, Lakers one. Hate it. Like, I don't even hate gradient that much on jerseys. I think there's a way to do it well, but this one just doesn't work for me. I think Lake Show as the text is pretty whatever. I'm not really that big of a fan of it. It feels like the text is too pushed together. I just don't like it. I think they've gone too far with, like, these are three of the NBA's most successful franchises ever, and they all have these awful jerseys that they're going to be playing in this upcoming season, which really sucks. What are some other ones I'm not a big fan of? Like this Brooklyn one. I feel like at least last year there were like pops of color, which made it kind of fun and interesting. This year it's just pure black and white with like the Brooklyn, and I do think there's like a little color on it that makes it pop, but it just feels so bland and kind of I'm just not really that big of a fan of it. I think those are all the jerseys I have in like F tier. No, never mind. Golden State. This one actually might be my least favorite. It looks like an Indiana Fever jersey. It doesn't even look like a Warriors jersey. The red and yellow is a weird color choice. The circular pattern on it makes it look like a Pacers uniform. I just don't know what they're doing. I don't know how this is the jersey they came up with for Golden State. And for a lot of these, I'm sure there's more meaning behind them that'll make them kind of work a bit more, and maybe I'll, again, like them more when they're on the players and I learn those stories when the franchise announces them. But just going off pure looks, these ones look really, really bad. Some of the other ones, actually, let's talk about some ones that I do like, because there are some that I like. Raptors one, S tier, amazing. Every time they use the red dinosaur playing basketball, the Raptor, I'm a big fan. It just works. I love that vintage look for them. These are going to be really clean. I like the color that they went with it too. I feel like it makes the dinosaur pop a lot. Yeah, these are going to look amazing on the Raptors this upcoming season. The fact that nothing's jumping out immediately is kind of concerning. Suns one. I think the Suns ones are really cool. They have this vintage but also modern feel to them with the purple, orange, the green. I think it works really well. I'm a big fan. I also like the Hawks ones quite a bit. I know I was just talking about how it's kind of like a reskinned version of last year, but I think I do like this one a little bit better, even though the creativity is pretty low on it. I don't know if I'll put it in S with like those ones. Those might be my two favorites. They're certainly up there, but I'll put it in A. Okay, the Jazz one, I guess I also have to put S tier. Anytime they do the Purple Mountains, it's going to be a home run. I'm so glad they're going towards that color scheme more for their jerseys and getting away from the highlighter yellow uniforms with the black that they used the past few years leading into this season. It's it's just crazy that with a team that has such a eye-catching color scheme with the purples and the light blues and the whites, I just don't know how they were ever rocking a highlight or practice jersey. Those were the worst jerseys, maybe in NBA history, for teams like default kit that they would go out there on the court with. Pelicans jersey, I really don't like. Maybe I like it a little bit more than the skeleton one from last year, but I don't know. I just don't love like the bone texture. I feel like the colors really don't do much. They don't pop. It just feels all so muted. When again, with the like purples and greens, like New Orleans could do so much more with their color scheme, and it feels like they just refuse to do that. Also, kind of meh are these Clippers jerseys. The basketball above the eye, it's like kind of cute, but it feels more like a rec team thing than like an NBA squad thing. Blazers one, this is one that really is lazy. It's literally just like an inverse of colors from last season, and they changed the Rip City text from like a plaid color scheme to just straight white. That one's bad. The Houston one feels like there's missed potential. I just don't like, I'll put it like a C because I don't think it's the worst one in the world, but it feels like the shading on the letters is just off. There's something weird about it that I can't really put my finger on that throws me off completely, so I don't really know on that one. Charlotte, I think is good. Like, you can't really go wrong with a teal. You've got the pinstripe, the gold accents to it. I really like that color scheme whenever the Hornets go with that. They did this not too long ago, and it looked really good. I think it's going to look really good again. They just continue to put out good jerseys over there in Charlotte. I'll rank the Thunder one. Thunder one's probably like an A or a B. I feel like I need to see it with like the shorts as well. And that's the case for a lot of these too. Maybe the shorts will bring them up a notch. But I'll put the Thunder one in B. I like it quite a bit. I've been asking for a pure black jersey for the Thunder for a minute now. And I do like the orange and the yellow. I like the blue piping on the sides with kind of the texture to it. I think it's going to look really good, but I want to see it on the players before I put it any higher because I don't want to be too biased. I think just strictly from the eye test, this one is one of my favorite ones, but it's not like the top tier ones. I do like the Cavs one quite a bit. I think that's also right around B tier. I wish the text popped a bit more, and it's hard to kind of tell exactly what's going on with the sides. It looks like a bunch of different Cavs logos. What other one? Like the Bulls one just feels so plain and boring. It's like a nice kind of like gold beige, like kind of muted color alongside the white, but I wish there was some pop of color at all. Like a Bulls jersey without any red in it just feels wrong. It feels like they forgot to use the paint bucket tool when they were designing this jersey on Paint or Photoshop or whatever they're on. Spurs jersey, I think it's a miss. Like I like the light blue. Maybe it looks better with the shorts, but I think the color mainly surrounding the text just doesn't really work for it. It doesn't pop nearly as much as it should. I'm going to be maybe controversial. I've really come to like this Indiana Pacers, like almost Splatoon type jersey. Last year, I really liked it the more the season went on. I think the white one looks even cleaner than the black one did. It works. I don't know what it is. It just works. I know a lot of people hate it, think that the font is goofy or cartoony or whatever. I don't know. The jersey just kind of works for me. Same thing with this Pistons one. It's not a typical Pistons color, but it works with the orange. I think this is going to look really good on the court as well. Like the Mavs, another one where I think it's just a C, kind of boring. It works a little bit better for me because I like the font more than like the Bulls one. But this is just a completely whited out version of last year's uniform. It's like no different. The Nuggets went to, again, the 5280 thing. And I do think I love the colors on this one. This is so much better than last year's, which was maybe my least favorite or one of my least favorite jerseys we've seen in a long time. But I still don't think the 5280 thing is going to look good with extra numbers below it for the player. So I'll put it like a C for right now. Maybe it does end up working with the numbers on it, but I don't know. As much as I love the colors and the way it jumps off with the white as the like full jersey color, and I like the mountains that form the color in the numbers, maybe I'm convincing myself to put it in B. I'll leave it there for now. There's a chance this plummets though when I see it with the numbers, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that does look as stupid as I think it might. Bucks, like a D. They just keep going to this blue jersey. I don't know who decided that the Bucks' new alternate color was just a straight up blue nonstop, because it feels like they've had so many variants of just this blue jersey over and over again. So it's nothing too exciting. It's kind of meh. Sixers one I think is fine. Feels like it's lacking a little bit of something. I think the number will bring it up a notch. So maybe I'll put it at a B for right now. I'm just trying to project a little bit because, again, without the numbers, it's hard to tell. So I'll put it at a B. I think the Sixers one is fine. I do like them going back to the Spectrum jersey because I like that one. Hopefully they go back to the alternate court too. And alternate courts can spruce up a lot of these as well. Magic one, it's pretty good. It's a B. Like, it's a worse version of what I feel like they've been doing the past few years, but it's still fine. Timberwolves, last year I kind of liked the realistic water looking jersey. This one feels more like clip arty. I liked it better when it was the full color and it kind of faded up to the white rather than the full color at the top and fade to white as the majority color, I guess. Hopefully that made any sense at all. There will be a picture, I'll put it up at some point, of what their jerseys looked like last year, and I like that one a lot better. So this is just kind of meh. This Wizards jersey, I think, is a D. I think it's better than last year, which was awful, but it just still doesn't do a lot for me. It's kind of whatever. Knicks jersey's fine. I feel like the text is a little bit off. Now that I'm looking at, maybe, I think I am going to move this Nuggets one down a little bit. I think I'll move the Sixers at one down. Like, I think I need to move a few of these down. Kings jersey, I do like the blue, red, and white. Red, white, and blue. I don't know why I said it in that order. It works, and it kind of gives like a throwback Kings vibe to it. They also bring back their classic jerseys, the purple ones from like the early to mid 2000s, which look fantastic. So that will also be a good addition to their kit. And then like these red Grizzlies ones, I feel like there's missed potential here. Again, I just don't feel like the text pops. It doesn't do a lot for me. I like it better when they go back to like the Vancouver Grizzlies thing. I think these will look good. They're just nothing too crazy. I guess this is my tier list. Like 18 of them are C and below. The fact that I have 5 in F is a testament to just how much I feel like the jerseys have been so hit or miss. Like there are some I really love that really pop on the court. They look great. They look modern, but not like completely stripped of any identity modern. Like a lot of NBA uniforms and just jerseys and things in general in today's world, I feel like do. They've got character, but still have kind of that modern feel to them. Like they work in the current NBA. And then there's just so many where it feels like they got lazy. They've run out of ideas. And I mean, it's bound to happen when you have to make a jersey every single season for all 30 NBA teams. There's going to be a lot of misses. You're just pumping out a bunch of uniforms. I feel like a lot of teams should just try more throwbacks. Like if there's a jersey that's really good, keep it for a couple of years. Run that thing back over and over. Like last year's Suns jersey, I really liked that they could have kept that one. I love the Thunder jersey from last year. I like the new one too, but it feels like if they're going to go this color scheme, could they not have just run back that one? And sure, you don't get a new jersey that year, and maybe that takes away from their jersey sales, so that's why they don't want to do it. But it feels like it would save you from a lot of hate from NBA fans, a lot of vitriol from people saying, oh, how is this jersey bad again? I just don't know how the Heat culture jersey even gets come up with. Like, that one's horrific. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe we need to stop with the city jerseys. We need to have a conversation about these and kind of how bad some of them have gotten, how uncreative, how lackluster and disappointing I feel like they've been for a lot of years. So yeah, I guess this is my tier list. I might change some things. Like maybe I would move this one back up because I do like the colors a lot. So maybe I'll do that, but I don't know. Let me know what you think down below about these jerseys, about city jerseys in general. What would you change? How do you feel about your favorite teams won? Is there any jersey you'd like to see them bring back? Like, I wish teams would just bring back jerseys from like the early 2010s. Like, it's been like a decade now. You can bring back classic jerseys from a decade ago. I think that's perfectly fine, and that would be a little bit of nostalgia for people growing up watching this sport. Like, there are so many Thunder jerseys I would love to see the team bring back that they just haven't. But yeah, appreciate you watching as always. Let me know what you think about the jerseys. I mean, you might have a jersey problem. We'll have to talk about that. Appreciate you watching. See you later. Peace.